In our first video through one of the biggest financial frauds in Hong Kong and Malaysia, the Carrian Group scandal, we have uncovered a web of financial deceit and ambition gone ugly. But beneath the surface of these financial schemes lies a darker side, one that hints at crimes and mysteries, and lives tragically destroyed. This part of our story turns to the grave dangers faced by those who dared to challenge the powerful. What started as a financial scam later turned into one of the most complicated cases in history. We will highlight the stories of both those who tragically lost their lives and others who risked everything in the pursuit of justice. And it all came to light with the death of Jalil Ibrahim. On July 19, 1983, the Hong Kong police received a call, alerting them to a peculiar discovery in the New Territories. An elderly woman passing a banana groves field found the lifeless body of a man, approximately in his 30s, with a bathrobe cord around his neck, suggesting strangulation. This period in Hong Kong, marked by the 1980s, was notorious for its high crime rates, fueled by the pervasive influence of organized crime and gangs. At first, the police considered it a routine gang-related incident, but several unusual details emerged. The victim lacked any identification, and the body seemed deliberately cleaned, except for a 10-cent Malaysian ringgit found between the lining in his pants. Further investigation connected this case internationally. The victim was identified as Jalil Ibrahim, a Malaysian national who had been reported missing and was an employee of Bank Bumiputera Malaysia Berhad, BBMB. Police discovered Jalil Ibrahim's letter to his wife during their investigation. In the letter, Jalil expressed concerns about the suspicious nature of loans associated with Carrian, advising against granting them a new loan despite his inability to prevent it. Further clues were found in Jalil's office, where his diary highlighted a critical meeting marked on his calendar. This entry led investigators to a hotel where Jalil was last seen. He had a meeting there with Mak Fun Tan, a Malaysian businessman. Mak later confessed to meeting Jalil at the hotel and admitted his involvement in disposing of Jalil's body. The investigation soon uncovered that Mak had rented a car specifically to transport Jalil's body, firmly linking him to the crime. Despite this connection, pinpointing a clear motive was challenging. Mark confessed to stealing 36,000 Hong Kong dollars from Jalil, yet the police suspected there was a deeper motive behind the murder. During interrogations, Mark claimed he was a mere transporter and implicated a Korean hitman named Mr. Shin, describing him as a martial arts expert. He asserted receiving orders from a top Hong Kong business executive and initially coming to Hong Kong on the directive of a Malaysian government official. So if Mark's statements held truth, the case expanded beyond a typical international crime. It now involved organized crime, connecting with local business elites and foreign government officials. The police documented this extensive interrogation in a 24-page document, revealing the complex layers of a case that surpassed initial expectations. As it came forward, Jalil Ibrahim worked as an auditor for Bank Bumiputera Malaysia Berhad, BBMB, an important entity established by the Malaysian government to enhance Bumiputera's involvement in the nation's economic activities. He was assigned to investigate the financial dealings of the Carrian Group in Hong Kong, to figure out the reason of their immediate success and sudden collapse. Jalil's task was significant and revealed discrepancies that could profoundly impact the company. As Jalil explored Carrian's accounts, his findings suggested financial mismanagement and potential fraud. Despite his commitment to uncovering the truth, his investigation put him in increasing danger. Jalil's murder had a major impact on the Carrian Scandal, shifting its narrative from financial fraud to a tragic case of moral and ethical bankruptcy. The public outcry was substantial, with international and Malaysian communities demanding justice and accountability. Jalil's death highlighted the human costs of corporate greed and corruption, emphasizing the real-world consequences of such actions. After Jalil's death, allegations of financial mismanagement and conspiracy emerged, highlighting questionable transactions between BMF and the Carrian Group during a volatile market period. Suspicions also surfaced regarding George Tan's ties to UMNO and then Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad. While no conclusive evidence was found, recent CIA investigations have confirmed the existence of these connections. They reported that it is unlikely that the government was unaware of Bank Bumi's increase on lending limits for its overseas branches to allow more funds to be channeled to Hong Kong. George Tan and his associates faced serious charges, including fraud and criminal conspiracies linking the Carrian Group to high-ranking political figures. In response to the escalating scandal, Prime Minister Mahathir took decisive measures against those involved in BMF. He dismissed 5 senior officers for accepting consultancy fees from the Carrian Group, totaling up to $600,000. Despite being technically legal, Mahathir deemed these fees immoral. This purge extended beyond the officers, leading to the removal of the entire board of directors and the senior management team of Bank Bumiputera, highlighting the deep-rooted issues within the organization. The outcry for accountability and transparency led to increased political pressure on Mahathir's administration. The parliament called for the formation of a royal inquiry to thoroughly investigate the scandal. But Finance Minister Tengku Razaleigh asserted that an earlier investigation by Bank Negara was sufficient, a stance that did little to suppress the public's demand for justice. Jalil's murder trials in Hong Kong brought further attention to the complex web of deals between the Carrian Group and BMF, implicating Tengku Razaleigh and several cabinet ministers. These connections were denied, but the doubt on the integrity of Malaysia's political machinery stayed. In a controversial move, Mahathir directed Petronas, Malaysia's national petroleum corporation, to bail out Bank Bumiputera. This decision underscored the dire straits into which the bank had fallen and the lengths the government was willing to go to salvage it. In a series of chilling events worthy of a noir thriller, the Carrian Group scandal has been shadowed by a trail of enigmatic and unfortunate deaths. At the center of one such bewildering episode was John Wimbush, a 46-year-old senior partner at Deacons, a prominent Hong Kong law firm. Deacons represented George Tan throughout the turbulence of the Carrian scandals. In a bizarre and grim twist, Wimbush reportedly drowned in his own swimming pool, a manhole cover tragically tied around his neck. Although his death was officially declared a suicide, it added a dark and puzzling chapter to the already convoluted narrative of the Carrian case. The aura of mystery deepened with the Carrian Group trial itself, which lasted for 281 days. 6 defendants, including George Tan, were acquitted in 1987, sparking a public uproar. The presiding judge, Dennis Barker, was heavily criticized for his handling of the case and resigned amid controversy in January 1989. His own life ended in tragedy shortly thereafter. Barker died in a traffic accident in Cyprus in November 1989. The misfortunes didn't end there. His wife, Mrs. Barker, declared bankruptcy in 1993. Adding to the series of tragic events, in 1993, Tom Leung, the ICAC investigation director assigned to the Carrian case, succumbed to the immense pressures of his role. In a desperate act, he jumped from the 22nd floor of his office building on Devoe Road Central. The string of deaths surrounding key figures linked to the Carrian case paints a grim picture, almost as if lifted from a cinematic plot, raising haunting questions about the depths of the scandal and the fates of those entwined with it. Other people, like George Tan's assistant and once the director of the Carrian Group, Carrie Wu, left the company and vanished without a trace. Similarly, Chung Ching Man, a partner of George Tan and scion of the esteemed Chung family, also faded into obscurity. His disappearance followed an agreement to accept a substantial sum of $5 million. The sudden absence of these central figures only deepened the enigma surrounding the collapse of the Carrian Group, leaving many questions unanswered and fueling speculation about their fates. The Carrian Group scandal, compounded by the murder of Jalil Ibrahim and other mysterious incidents, has spawned several theories and speculations. These range from motives driven by greed and power to elaborate cover-ups involving top political and financial institutions. A prominent theory suggests that Jalil Ibrahim's murder was planned to prevent him from revealing extensive financial misconduct within the Carrian Group and its connections to influential political figures. This theory indicates that the scandal was more than just corporate fraud. It was part of a broader systemic corruption where powerful entities manipulated financial systems for personal gain. Another theory focuses on possible cover-ups by government and regulatory bodies. Critics argue that these bodies may have protected high-profile individuals involved, rather than exposing the truth. Examples often pointed to include the limited authority given to the Inquiry Commission, the handling of legal proceedings against Lorraine Osman, and various financial bailouts, suggesting attempts to shield the guilty. In the Carrian Group scandal, George Tan engaged in fraudulent practices by misrepresenting the financial standing of the company. He provided fabricated details about the company's assets, profits, and financial stability, aiming to mislead investors and other stakeholders. This scandal also involved the creation of unsustainable debt levels, where the company accumulated financial obligations it realistically could not meet. This included taking excessive loans, issuing bonds based on inaccurate information, and engaging in financial strategies that unjustifiably inflated the company's perceived value. These deceptive practices echo those seen in many modern financial offenses, illustrating a repeating cycle in financial fraud. Scammers, whether individuals or companies, often manipulate financial statements, mislead investors in investment schemes, or construct intricate financial structures to obscure the actual financial state of an entity. Their goal typically involves attracting investments or loans based on these falsehoods, eventually leading to substantial losses for investors or stakeholders when the deception comes to light. A poignant example is Hui Ka Yan, the founder of China Evergrande. From modest beginnings, Hui rose to become one of China's wealthiest people, promising to revolutionize rural areas into modern urban areas. However, he came under intense scrutiny for potential misconduct as Evergrande plunged into deep financial distress. The company struggled significantly as China's property market slowed, a situation worsened by the pandemic discouraging home buying. By 2021, Evergrande could not fulfill its debt obligations, which had ballooned to over $300 billion, prompting Hui to file for bankruptcy in New York. The ensuing financial turmoil led to defaults, public protests, and a drastic reduction in Hui's wealth from $43.8 billion to $3 billion. Now under investigation and possibly house arrest, Hui's precipitous fall underscores the enduring challenges in combating financial fraud. These incidents highlight a notable pattern. Financial frauds are not only recurring, but also involve parties who repeatedly make similar mistakes. This cyclical nature of financial deceit emphasizes a need for more robust regulatory measures. Authorities have responded by implementing stricter oversight, enhancing due diligence, and mandating greater transparency to prevent and uncover fraudulent activities. As financial crimes evolve, regulatory strategies must also adapt, reflecting the ongoing struggle against financial fraud in global markets. And that is it for today. Thank you for joining us on this exploration. Remember, the greatest safeguard against corruption and greed is our collective resolve to stand for what is right. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Until next time.